baby, it's officially football time. This is the KeyBank Pregame Show, getting you ready for all things scarlet and gray.
Leonard sails that middle of the field where it's caught by Greathouse. He's tackled at the 40. Tackled by Jordan Hancock and Ohio State, national champions.
Broadcasting live from the O Patio and Pub on Lane. Here's Delphine Posey, Dane Sonsenbacher, and Matty Ice.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, Buckeye Nation. Welcome in. I'm Matty Ice. And to my right, I got Dane Sonsenbacher, Delphine Posey, two former Buckeye wide receivers, getting you ready for another chapter of Ohio State history. Fellas, good morning. We back, baby. We are back.
I love it. I thought you were going to put in a here we go. I didn't know if you had the Joker queued up for the season. Well, I didn't know.
That is my thing throughout the week on Rothman and Ice. That's why I start the show that way. And here we go. I felt like it needed to do something a little different today, man. But I'm so happy to see you guys. I've been really excited to get back to business. Just kind of a quick programming note for us. We will be back on campus for games that are not kicking off at noon. So all the home games that aren't kicking off at 12 o'clock, we will be back to where you guys are used to seeing us. So don't worry. We'll be out there with all the morning zombies soon enough. Fellas, what's been going on, man?
This was Matty Ice's call. Like, they call him Matty Ice because he's cold, and it's a cold morning, so he pushed us in the studio.
He doesn't like heat either, though. I was fine. I mentioned you a lot. I know you maybe you don't always listen to my shows, but
Here we go. We've been on there for 2 minutes. We back, baby.
I was just trying to get us back in the vibe where you were getting. It took a little bit.
We're back.
But no, I think we're temperature kind of spirit animals because I also don't like being cold, but I hate being hot too. So I don't know where I should live, but it's probably in a studio.
I was going to say somewhere that's always.
Yeah. It's probably in here.
Yep, fall and spring.
This is comfortable. Yeah. I'm in a good mood. This is good.
Dana, I always say the perfect temps for me is like a high of 70, low of 50. That's my range right there.
That is
today.
Pretty much this. And what we're going to get for like the next 3 to 4 weeks, man, I can't complain at all.
Here's every morning, are you wearing a shorts and a long sleeve, or are you wearing pants and T-shirt? That's this time of weather right now.
I usually go long sleeve top with shorts. That's usually my vibe.
It does. Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
That puts off the right. That sends the right messages to your brain.
Yeah.
It's like I'm still the pants are the last thing. Like shorts we'll keep shorts long sleeve. You're like, hey, we're still relaxing. It's still kind of summer. We're working our way out.
We'll get there.
Yeah.
We'll get there.
Dane, I'm digging the polo hat today, by the way. That's strong. We got some strong.
You know what I decided? I decided this is my game day hat. This is the spirit.
It looks good, man.
It's red.
Good.
You know.
You went in here. It's like, red hat today, not blue.
Hey, you'd be surprised. I got to catch myself. I wear a lot of blue throughout the week, and then I'm like, gonna offend people today. Gotta think something else.
That's great. Buckeye Nation, welcome in. This is the KeyBank Fan Pregame Show. We'll have a couple hours to unpack all things Texas and Ohio State. I mean, just an absolute banger of a matchup on paper right now, and it kicks off just in a few hours across the street from where we are. TLC, you're on the board with us this season. Excuse me. For the folks that don't know, TLC now our new producer for Rothman and Ice. I just saw this man yesterday, and he had a beard, and now I see him just a few hours later, and he's got no beard. TLC, good morning. What's going on, man?
Good morning. I got to say, the wake-up call wasn't that bad, but I don't know if I'll see a second of Bama, Florida State at 3:30. I'm thinking that's going to be the nap window.
That's nap time.
We got Ohio State and Texas at noon.
Yeah.
We got a nap, and we got LSU at Clemson at 7:30.
Here's what I will say, because I love what he's saying, because I kind of map out my NFL Sundays the same way. Like, I usually try to catch like a nap in that 4:25 window.
So you've never seen an Arizona Cardinals
Pretty
game?
much. Seattle Seahawks there. NFC West. I don't see a lot of NFC West ball. So I feel you on that. But I will say this about that Bama-Florida State game. I do want to see a little bit of that because of Tommy Castellanos' comments, the quarterback for Florida State. I don't know if you guys saw that this all season, where he's saying, Saban ain't here to save you guys anymore. So he's been talking trash all off season, doubled down at Media Day, And everybody on Bama's side of things has said, "Oh yeah, we've used that as motivation." So early on, there may be some entertaining stuff, especially from Bama's defense. But I'm with you, man. That is a good.
Tommy Castellano
came from Boston College.
Man, sounds connected.
He does, man. You cross him. Some all black.
Tommy
trucks.
Castellano.
A little affiliation.
Saban's not here to help you anymore, huh?
Oh man. So what's the offseason been like for you guys, fellas?
Man, it's been full go. You know, the summertime is always crazy leading up into fall, but I try to pull the family back around this time of year because this stuff kicks up, and we're already up at 5, and that alarm is going off. But the best part, too, is I think a game like this, I really didn't sleep much last night just because, right, you're coming out of the summer. We've been talking about this game for forever.
Yeah.
And then you're buzzing around town the last 3 days. People are calling you, and you're like, what a way to start the season. We come off a natty, and then you're just at the center of like college football universe. Like, you know, like the Battlefield and Infinity Wars, like that's Ohio Stadium to me, right? Like it's just, this is where it goes down at. It's the best way to consume college football, especially on an opening weekend. And bro, I've been building up for this just as a dad, because let's be honest here. Football gets me free, okay? Gets me free. Gets me, and I can talk like this because there's sleep, all right? So it gets me free. And so I was looking forward to the freedom. I get a free Saturday for the next 10 weeks, Dane, and I hope you take me up on it and come with me.
Well, now you wonder why, as you told me before we went on air, my wife bought some dogs.
Yep, there it is.
Which I've never heard somebody say it that way. Usually people are like welcoming into the family,
we
but
bought dogs.
DeVere's trying to distance himself.
Yep.
But maybe she's like, okay, well, season's coming up. DeVere's going to be gone.
Nope.
Maybe it's time to get some companion in the house.
Yeah, that too. But I was so excited to see you guys walk clean past them. All right, skip the puppy training this morning. I'm out the house. So Saturday's all excuses to be out with you guys having fun with the boys, man.
It was a good time getting down there to the shoe yesterday. We did our show from the O, and it was awesome, man. Texas fans are here. It's alive down there already. I can't imagine what it's going to look like in about 3 to 4 hours, man, because this is what it's all about. Like, you know, it could be anybody on the schedule, and it would be a great atmosphere down there today. Mm-hmm. But the fact that it's Texas is like, doesn't get much bigger than this. I mean, you're talking about the Michigan game, college football playoff games. But I mean, outside of that, this is
can we be honest?
This is why we do it.
It's easy to spot you Texas that have descended upon Columbus. You guys are wearing a uniform or something. It's like I'm seeing it's just jeans. It's boots.
Careful now.
It's buckles, and they're tucked in. It's a uniform. I lived in Texas, so I know the uniform, and they're wearing a class ring. All right, so we know you guys are here.
Okay,
they're tucked in.
Where we at on the burnt orange? Where we at on the burnt orange? I like it.
I like it as a color.
I do too. I like the burnt
I can't come after. Texas has some of it is a really cool. If you're gonna pick a uniform. Like, their stuff is clean. It looks good. I'm not trying to compliment them. I don't know.
Yeah.
I guess they'd be wearing the whites.
The whites are pretty nice, though.
The all whites,
the whites look good.
Vince Young made that look good.
I know.
They look good.
Yeah.
They do look good. They do look good.
But I like having it. So we had this debate, and I know there's some people who, you know, having this game week 1, they're like, no, I'd rather have some warm-ups. Like, sure, if you're looking at, like, okay, you have a couple games, and then it's the big third game of the year, but there's just something about having it week 1. Yeah. We don't know what we got. We don't know what they got. Mm-hmm. It's as from an entertainment perspective, I'm like, having it week 1, you can't really ask for more than this. I'd rather have this than ramping up.
Yeah, like last year.
Yeah,
we had 5 games before we played Oregon.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that's the early tester too, Dane, is how do we respond just like as a fan base to this environment? Are we jumping off the ledge early with the first bad thing that happens? Because we will experience adversity. We always do first game of the year.
We'll handle it gracefully.
Oh, yeah. Let Julian have a bad first half.
Yeah,
social media will be calm.
No, as long as we're calm, we won't overreact.
Yep, there it is.
Oh, man. All right, let's get into it, man. We got a lot to unpack. We'll have Adam King. He will stop by at 7:30. We will go behind enemy lines with Eric Henry, who covers Texas for 24/7 Sports at 7:45. A lot of other fun stuff along the way as well. But coming up next, you will hear from Coach Day. Dane touched on a little bit of the uncertainty for both teams right now. What does he think we may see from Texas? You'll hear from the head honcho next, right here on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Riverside Bank of Dublin Game Day Traffic Center.
Things are looking good on the roadways right now. No major hassles or delays. Just took a look at 315 from the north and the south coming toward the campus area. We are moving with light to moderate volumes. Nothing major to slow you down. Just a reminder, Woody Hayes Drive closed between Tuttle Park and Cannon Drive. Once you get on campus, you're going to need to get around that. With Game Day Traffic, I'm Kate Burdett on The Fan.
It's the summer sales event with the Ford Groom.
Sam, 30 seconds on the clock. The Ford Summer Sales Event.
Great time to buy.
Correct. What do we have amazing deals on this summer?
Ford trucks and SUVs.
Is Ford America's all-time best-selling auto brand?
Let me think. Yeah, it is.
3 for 3.
What do I win?
You get to work at the Ford Summer Sales Event.
Amazing. I think I was going to do that anyway.
You betcha.
Based on Automotive News Almanac historical data and industry-reported sales data from 1909 through 2024 CY.
The season may be winding down, but there's still time to make the most of Buckeye Lake. At Buckeye Lake Marina, we have year-end deals on boats, accessories, and more to get you ready for next year's adventures. The Buckeye Lake Marina staff is there to help you find the perfect boat at unbeatable prices. Buckeye Lake Marina has a long list of satisfied customers, and you want to be the next. Don't wait. Sail into savings at Buckeye Lake Marina before the year ends and find the boat that's just right for you. Visit BuckeyeLakeMarina.com for more.
Working your way through that honey-do list? That means more flushes, more showers, more fiddling with a thermostat. Trust the pros at the Waterworks with your plumbing and drain cleanings and repairs and all your heating and cooling needs. Our certified pros can repair or replace your furnace or air conditioner. Clogs? Call the Waterworks. Drain cleaning? Call the Waterworks. Plumbing issues? Call the Waterworks. Furnace repairs? Call the Waterworks. The Waterworks. Trusted neighborhood plumbing, drain, heating, and cooling experts.
Hi, I'm Laura De Leon, president of Key Bank in Central Ohio. At Key, we're all about helping our neighbors. As your bank, we understand that we have both the ability and the responsibility to help our neighbors thrive. Whether they're trying to buy a car to take them to their new job, or tackle debt that feels unmanageable, or simply trying to do more with what they have, Key Bank is there to meet them in that moment. Key Bank opens doors.
All credit products are subject to credit approval. Key Bank, member FDIC.
Morning Juice, real football talk. Just two guys who aren't afraid to say what needs to be said. And that's how she wrote.
Sponsored by Riverside Bank of Dublin.
Now streaming mornings on YouTube and 10 TV Plus. Attack and dominate.
With rates lower than the national average, plus special rates on balance transfers, a BMI Federal Credit Union Visa Platinum or Visa with Rewards credit card would be the perfect card for your wallet. Visit bmifcu.org/visa for more details and to apply today.
If you're ready to step off the sidelines
and into a position that impacts your community,
then join the Franklin County Sheriff's Office.
Just like football, it takes teamwork, dedication, and drive.
And at the Franklin County Sheriff's Office, you can and will make a difference.
Join one of the highest paying law enforcement agencies in Ohio.
And make change happen in the community,
in the lives of others,
and in your own life.
Join the winning team. Apply at sheriff.franklincountyohio.gov.
What's better than cheering the Buckeyes on to victory? Wearing our exclusive collection of OSU jewelry as you watch. Hi, this is Alex Johnson from the Diamond Cellar. We're an officially licensed jeweler of The Ohio State University, and we've created beautiful Buckeye jewelry that will last a lifetime. From Blocko earrings to Diamond Script Ohio necklaces, we've got luxury Buckeye gifts starting at $99. No matter where you're watching, show your Buckeye love at the Diamond Cellar, proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
Buckeyes, the 2025 football season is here, and that means three things: football, game day, and smooth Jameson whiskey. Whether you're catching the game at home, at your neighborhood bar, or soaking up the team spirit at a tailgate, Jameson Ginger and Lime and Ohio State Athletics are a winning combo. So cheers to making game days even better with the official whiskey of the fans. Jameson, proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics. Taste responsibly.
Jameson Irish Whiskey, product of Ireland. 40% alcohol by volume, 80 proof. Copyright 2025, imported by John Jameson Import Company, New York, New York.
With rates lower than the national average, plus special rates on balance transfers, a BMI Federal Credit Union Visa Platinum or Visa with Rewards credit card would be the perfect card for your wallet. Visit bmifcu.org/visa for more details and to apply today.
Enjoy all the football this weekend, but remember to join us for Reaction Monday.
Sponsored by the Roofing Guys.
The Fan. the only way to do game day. This is the KeyBank pregame show, getting you ready for all things Scarlet and Gray. Your home of the Buckeyes, the Fan.
Welcome back in. Good morning, Buckeye Nation. Matty Ice, Dane Sanzenbacher, DeVere Posey in the house. Get you ready for Ohio State and Texas. Top 3 matchup right out of the gate. Before we look ahead just a little bit, I did want to go back because Ohio State made a little history last year. You guys may have heard of it, with what happened at the end of the season. Another natty for a Mount Rushmore program. But I want to ask you guys now just about the perception of Coach Day, because there was so much pressure on him last year with the Michigan stuff and how loaded the roster was. And you had Urban and Tress coming out before the season saying it's the best roster, arguably the best roster they have ever seen. And now here he is, and he dealt with all that. And while, yes, the Michigan thing still looms over his head, he accomplished the ultimate goal, right? And to me, that's what you do it for. So I just wanted to ask you guys now, like, what you've seen Coach Day do throughout the years and what he accomplished after a year ago, the perception of him from a former player's perspective. Anybody?
Yeah, I didn't turn my mic on, so that's
a good sign you didn't want to go first.
Maddie, you're justified in not listening to my shows. I don't know what I'm doing. No, I mean, I think last year was a crazy swing because going into that playoff run, you're like, things went from like, okay, the temperature around here is not great as far as Columbus, to you're kind of in do whatever you want for at least a few years zone. And maybe as long as you want. I mean, I think we are in the midst of, obviously, the sport changing, the game changing, right at the same time as, you're having a struggle with a rival when rivalries aren't having the impact they used to. There was always, because it was historical in the fact that there hadn't been success. That game was just a season breaker. But it's just because where it was in the season, if you lost that one and there's only like 2 teams nationally that can play in a national championship, well, everything goes through that. That's just always how it's been. Well, now that it opens up and it's just going to get more open, that is not a killer.
Yeah.
But I think that what it did to that playoff run, I think they unlocked something.
It's so hard to gauge it.
Yeah, but I think it's like that was a step for the program too, of like, oh, okay, here it is. Here's how we do things. Here's how we compete. Because even last year, great team, all the talent in the world, but still we're figuring things out through the year. Like you had Oregon, it wasn't like dialed in of like, what's our plan here? What are we doing?
Yeah.
And weren't really challenged that much in the in-between. Tough Michigan game, they're like, okay, here's what we're going to do. And to me, it seems like that they found their footing. And Coach Day has found his footing in what he wants to do with the program. And what I hope is they carry over that we're going to be the aggressor. Because I think like some teams just have, when you find your identity, you find it. And if we're really good at going on the offense, and I was going offensive, both offensively and defensively, like being not silly aggressive, but like, hey, we're going to control the pace of this. That's where Ohio State lives. Because I think in both Michigan game and Oregon last year and games where they've been close, it was like, we're trying to do something here. We're trying to like scheme.
Off a little bit.
We're trying to like, we're playing smart football. And some teams just have the DNA of like, we're kind of a cut it loose team. You know what I mean? Like we're not, I know smart football, but like and the team can rally around it. So yeah, Coach Day and really the staff, I think the playoff did wonders for them because it gave them extra games in the season. If nothing else, obviously you won the national championship, but it gave you extra games to find that. And in past years, you would never have found it. You wouldn't have had that opportunity. And you're starting this season like, man, what are we going to do now? What are we? But I feel like they had 4 games. Now they're running into this season like, oh, that's what we do.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. And I think the best part, too, about Coach Day is we kind of got to look at him from he's not a traditional hire at Ohio State. Like, we normally get guys, or we had people like, you just look back at all our coaches' tenures. These guys were here and resumes were built. a lot about Coach Day's start, it reminds me a little bit about Julian saying, like, I wasn't around the program at the time when he got here, but you heard about how great this guy was. Then you started seeing us like churn out first-round quarterbacks. You're like, okay, who is this person that's made quarterback at draftable position at Ohio State? And it's been Coach Day. And so you think about how he approaches the game, but the good and how he approaches the game from a mental aspect, teaching quarterbacks and how our quarterbacks have grown as a position over the last 10 years. And that's his influence. But the part about him being a head coach, it's sort of like Julian saying in the fact that we've just heard how good Julian saying is, and we get to see today. And I think with Coach Day, you heard how good of a coach he is, but you have to still, like in today, even for Julian, we have to go through pain with Julian. Unfortunately, today it's going to be good pain, and some could be discipline pain, some could be bad pain. But with Coach Day over the last couple of years, we've had to go through growth pains for him as a head coach, understanding this rivalry game, understanding this playoff system, COVID, whatever, NIL, and just watch him navigate and hurdle over all of these things that no other Ohio State has had to do, coaches had to do. And we talk about this all the time. Like his resume, you know, no disrespect to Coach Woody Hayes, but it's a lot less on the things of listed the things that he has to do every week. You know, right? It's a different world that we're in.
What are you saying?
Yeah, Ghost.
What'd you just say about me?
Dane has
you said I had it easy, huh?
So you guys, Dane does Woody Hayes. We're gonna do a show with Dane in full Woody Hayes mode.
It's like a little Bane from Batman in there too.
That one, I haven't really worked out the quirks in the voice. DeVere and I have loved the idea of like Woody's perspective on what's happening now in college football,
Yeah,
and just blowing people's minds. And now, so we call it the ghost of Woody Hayes. And now DeVere's talking about him.
Yeah,
you say I had it easy.
Woody, you didn't have to deal with all this media and all of the things on your plate. I mean, this place has been a circus right now, man, and just leading up to it and having to stay focused with all of the changes. I think for me, I'm loving what I'm seeing from our head coach in like the direction that we're going. And if you say this will be the second coach to win multiple national championships here, we haven't felt that. Like as fans, like we don't know what it feels like to go from, hey, like we've reached a mountaintop. Do we have a guy that can get us back there? And in Trussell and Urban, they made it to other national championships, but it's tough. Because we want to beat Michigan, right? Like, and we got to talk about it. I mean, we were doing an appearance a couple of weeks ago. We're doing Q&A in the crowd, and trust me, don't do that in Columbus because somebody might grab the mic and talk about Michigan. And so you're like, all right, somebody grab that mic. And then when we got it back, you have to explain to people. There's nobody in Ohio, in Central Ohio, let alone, North America, that wants to beat them more than the people on Olentangy River Road. You know that? I mean, they're working on this stuff, and they're at a point to where, yeah, it has to happen. We know that. But while it's happening, I'll take this natty, all right? And relax and let it happen when it happens. So we'll get there.
I think both for the program, Coach Day himself, and some of the guys that were a part of that Michigan loss last year, it's a strange place to be. It has to be, I think, in my opinion, where you win the ultimate prize, but there's still meat left on the bone.
Yep.
Right? And that Michigan game, I think, could be a nice motivator for everybody. And I'm sure it's what they've thought about a lot. How could you not? Because it's talked about so much. But I think for Coach Day, you set yourself apart from a lot of head coaches in the sport right now. We talked a lot last year, remember, about his record and how great it was outside of some of those big games. The body of work is really, really good. It is really, really good. And he's one of those guys that I think is going to lead the charge for a while and have this thing headed in the right direction the way that it is right now. Top of the hour, you will hear from Coach Day, his thoughts on having Texas week 1 and his message to Julian saying his new starting quarterback in 2025. This is the KeyBank Fan Pregame Show right here on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Riverside Bank of Dublin Game Day Traffic Center.
Things are looking good on the roadways right now. No major hassles or delays. Just took a look at 315 from the north and the south coming toward the campus area. We are moving with light to moderate volumes. Nothing major to slow you down. Just a reminder, Woody Hayes Drive closed between Tuttle Park and Cannon Drive. Once you get on campus, you're going to need to get around that. With Game Day Traffic, I'm Kate Burdett on The Fan.
Hi, Bob Capace from Worthington Jewelers. Coming up, more football talk on The Fan.
That's right, Bob. And just like our hometown team, Worthington Jewelers is all about tradition, family, and winning moments.
Celebrate your victories with us, your hometown jeweler, Worthington Jewelers.
Keep your summer fun going at Toyota's National Sales Event. Now through September 2nd, get a stylish new 25 Corolla with 4.99 APR financing or 5.99 on Corolla Hybrid. Excludes Corolla Cross and GR Corolla. Or lease a gas-powered Corolla LE for $199 a month for 36 months with $36.99 due at signing. With approved credit through TFS. Tax, title, and license extra. Call 1-888-36-TOYOTA for details or go to Toyota.com. Toyota. Let's go places.
As a former pro athlete, confidence has always been key for me on and off the field. And that's why I chose CAP in my NeoGraft treatment. They've got a great reputation. After doing my research, I knew I could trust the team right here in town. The staff was professional, answered every question, and made the whole process smooth and stress-free. The results are natural. It fit my busy schedule, and I already feel more confident. CAPS made it easy, judgment-free, and honestly, one of the best decisions I've made. Visit CAPS today at experiencecaps.com.
Here's a stat that hurts. The average adult waits up to 2 years before getting help for joint or back pain. 2 years of sitting out. 2 years of missing the game. At Ortho Neuro, you don't have to wait. Our orthopedic and spine experts treat every joint issue, often without surgery, and we've got next-day appointments ready. Don't sit on the sidelines another day. Schedule your consult now at orthoneuro.com. Ortho Neuro, for every motion in life.
We're back to football talk, but before we kick off, a quick thanks to Bob and the team at Worthington Jewelers.
Thanks, Common Man. Whether it's game day or every day, we're here to help you celebrate life's biggest moments.
Worthington Jewelers, your hometown jeweler.
What he said.
If only there was a radio show that constantly talked about Ohio State athletics. Well, good news. It's real, baby. The Buckeye Show.
Weeknights at 6.
Proud to be your flagship home of the Buckeyes. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Hey, you mind keeping it down up there, please?
KeyBank will meet you in that I need new neighbors moment.
Rick, it's your mortgage loan officer, Beth. I was in the neighborhood and wanted to let you know your home loan application's been approved.
Beth, you're always there for me, and not a moment too soon.
Are your neighbors bowling with grand pianos again?
And apparently raising livestock?
Ooh. For every financial need, we'll meet you in the moment. KeyBank opens doors. Equal housing lender. NMLS number 399797.
Hey Columbus, it's Lorenzo Stiles Jr., Ohio State student athlete. It's football season, and just like on the field, success starts with the right game plan and the right team. That's why I'm proud to team up with Monogram Homes. They're the true custom home builder, bringing precision, creativity, and attention to every detail, just like we do on Saturdays. If you're ready to build, don't settle for standard. Go custom. Go Monogram. Visit monogramhomes.net to start building today. Monogram Homes, a builder you can trust.
Proper tree care is an investment that can lead to increased personal enjoyment. Prevent winter tree damage by scheduling winter tree work now. Winter can be tough on trees. Heavy snow, ice, and wind can cause serious damage. Don't wait until it's too late. Now is the perfect time to schedule winter tree work. Pruning during the dormant season keeps your trees healthy and helps prevent costly storm damage. Visit trees4ohio.org to find a qualified arborist near you. That's trees4ohio.org. Let's keep your trees strong all winter long.
James Laurinaitis here for my guys at Green & Sons, the premier Kubota dealership in Central Ohio. Green & Sons has all the Kubotas you need to tackle your land and come out a winner. They have zero-turn skid steers, tractors from 18 to 171 horsepower, and also utility vehicles. My favorite is my RTV Sidekick. The best thing about Green & Sons is they've been family-owned and operated since 1970, and you will love dealing with the Green family and their winning team. Do what I did and check out Green & Sons located in Mount Sterling and Marysville or online at greenandsons.com for all your Kubota needs.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus. The Fan. This is the Fan's Game Day Scoreboard.
This Game Day update is sponsored by Mutual Federal, proudly serving Columbus with personal and business solutions at mutualfederal.com.
Good morning. I'm Cole Bartemus. We are quickly approaching game time as Ohio State and Texas will get this football season going at noon. We have pregame coverage right here on the Fan leading all the way up until kickoff. And that's just the first taste of football on what is slated to be one of the best opening weekends of college football we've seen in years. Number 8, Alabama will be in Tallahassee at 3:30 to play a Florida State team that is looking for a major rebound from last season. And number 9, LSU will take a trip to number 4, Clemson at 7:30. There's already been a little bit of trash talk leading up to that one. It should be exciting. And since it's the opening weekend, do not forget that we'll also have some Sunday college football as well. Virginia Tech will travel to 13th-ranked South Carolina at 3 o'clock tomorrow. And number 6, Notre Dame will be in South Beach taking on the 10th-ranked Hurricanes at 7:30 tomorrow night. And on Monday night, we're going to have TCU on the road at Chapel Hill.
The ultimate way to get ready for another Buckeye victory. You're listening to the KeyBank Pregame Show. Proud to be your flagship home of the Buckeyes, The Fan. It's time to find out what they're saying.
All right, welcome back in. This is the KeyBank Fan Pregame Show. Dane Sanzenbacher, DeVere Posey, Matty Ice getting you ready for Ohio State and Texas. Come on now, doesn't get much better than that. Right out of the gate, you get this banger of a matchup. How does Coach Day feel about it?
Well, first off, I think it's great for college football playing a game like this opening weekend, and I have a tremendous amount of respect for Sark, for his coaching staff, for the players, and we're excited to play these guys. You know, it's rare that you would, kind of play someone like this towards the end of the season and start the regular season with them, but here we are, and I think it's going to give us a great barometer coming out of the first game, but. For us, as we talked about before, the preparation starts really early because you got to be on point and we got to play a clean game. That's very, very important. And so, as you get closer and closer to the game, you just do everything you can to prepare the guys. I think when you look at our season, which is unique this year, one of your goals should be to win the opener. I mean, that's clear. We did that when we had Big Ten games to open the season, win the opener, and then you kind of go from there, which allows us an opportunity to focus on one game at a time, and then once this game's over, we'll figure out what we did well, what we need to improve on. The issues will be there; they'll surface, and then we address them. So, it's an exciting time of year because now we get on the field and figure out where we're at, figure out where the guys are at, and go from there. But it's important that we play clean in game one.
Fellas, there's a lot of new going to be out there on the field, right?
Yeah.
For both parties with, Ohio State having, I think, right around, 14 to 15 guys move on to the NFL. On Texas' side of things, they had about a dozen guys, a few first-round picks for Ohio State, a couple for Texas. And so the resetting is big time, and especially on Ohio State side of things where you're talking about Hartline stepping in as the offensive coordinator. I don't know, he's been around for a while, but maybe there's some new things he's not used to just yet, and a whole new defensive coordinator in Matt Patricia. And so that's what's fun to me about this game is, yes, the brands are so strong and two of the biggest brands in the sport, but man, there's a lot that we're going to figure out come 1:30, 2:30, 3 o'clock this afternoon, and I just can't wait to see what it looks like. And a lot of that is rooted in the quarterback and Julian Sayin. And before we get back into some of our conversation, I want you guys to hear from Coach Day and his message to Julian getting ready for this first start against the Longhorns.
Well, the message is just win, find a way to win. I think when you start setting expectations, you can get yourself out of whack. We're going to take it one play at a time. He's got a good group of guys around him. He's got a good defense. He's got good special teams, a good offensive line, good skill guys. He needs to lean into those players and find a way to win the game. We'll try to get him into a rhythm and then go from there. And that's really it. It's a start. It's the first game, and we're excited for him. You're seeing him every day get more and more confident, more and more comfortable in what we're trying to do. But we got to get on the field and play, and it's about time.
About this time last year, one thing that jumped out to me from Will Howard was him saying multiple times, "I know I don't need to be a superhero." And when I heard him say that, I was like, okay, I think that's the right mentality you want to have coming into this offense, right? At least early on. Like in time, I think you're going to have to put on the cape every once in a while, but that mentality was good to hear. And knowing that, man, I got dudes around me, right? Like I look around this huddle and I know that I don't have to do everything. And I think for Julian, if he can embrace some of that mentality starting this afternoon, I think that could go a long way for the young fella.
Yeah, I think it's refreshing to hear, and I think that's a really good message, especially to a young quarterback, is just find a way to win.
Yeah.
I mean, putting something more than that on him, he's well aware of the stakes here, stepping in. There's enough going on with your first game as a starter. It's just like, all right, let's find a way to win. For me, approaching this game, how I'm looking at it, the first half doesn't mean anything to me because I'm watching that from more I think this is going to be very much of what happens in the second half game. There's so much unknown, and the temperature is going to be so high in the first half. It's like you might have guys that haven't played. Your quarterback's brand new. The stadium is going to be so excited coming off of last season. This is the biggest game, all the hype, all the run-up. It's just I feel like the temperature, the pulse of the stadium will be so high for that first half that it's going to be like, okay, catch our breath at halftime.
Yeah.
What just happened there?
Yep.
How did we play? So whatever happens in the first half, I'm not going to overreact to because I think this is going to be like, okay, now we learned something. Because we'd have nothing to go off of right now. Now we learned something. How are we going to adjust in the second half?
I think everybody I've talked to about this game, they've only talked about offense. And people are excited to see these quarterbacks, but like true football lovers know that this is a defensive football game. And like the stars, unfortunately, are on defense. With all due respectfully to Arch Manning and Julian and Jeremiah. But that's where I think it goes down at. Just because you look at the offensive line from our team, a lot of replaced guys. Offensive line for their team, a lot of replaced guys. Arch has only started 2 games. Julian hasn't started 1. Both new, inexperienced quarterbacks. Obviously, they both have great wide receivers, Ryan Wingo, Jeremiah Smith. It's the same picture on offense, right? New back. And so on defense, they're both going against experienced defense. Championship guys who were playing at a championship level last year. I mean, their linebacker, Anthony Hill Jr., that you're going to see today, he's pretty special. And they have an edge player that I think he had 9 sacks last year
as a freshman. Colin Simmons, yeah.
He's going into his sophomore year. You're talking about a guy that's like on his way to a first-round projection, after this season. So for us, it's handling the defensive monstars. You got to handle those people on the edge. You got to handle the blitz. Both quarterbacks. You got to handle the defensive back. I mean, even Texas has experienced, DBs as well. So I think if I were a betting man, I would take the under today.
I've been taking the under all week. I've been taking the under all week, and just even going back to last year's matchup between these two in the college football playoff, that thing was an absolute grind, right? And you think about, I know the Jack Sawyer scoop and score is, at the forefront of a lot of people's minds, and rightfully so, when you think about these two teams linking up. But there wasn't a lot of splash plays in the game.
We needed that play.
Remember, going into halftime, less than 30 seconds to go, Travion Henderson pops off that 75-yard screen to the house. That was a defensive grind a year ago. These two programs finished first and third in the country in points allowed last year. And so while, yes, Texas has at every level that you're talking about, some stars with Colin Simmons on the line, Anthony Hill at linebacker, and watch out for Michael Taft on the back end, that safety. He's a preseason All-American. I'm not expecting a lot of points either, and I'm with you, Dane, especially in the first half.
Yeah, and I think they did the best job of containing Jeremiah last year. Them and Notre Dame did a good job. And you wonder if they'll take that same approach. Do we have a way to get him unlocked?
I think there's a little bit, too. I would expect a lot more of the same. I think it's like it's not we would have nothing to say that this wouldn't look pretty similar to when we played in the playoff. And I think first, whenever you ask, you hear Coach Day or the staff asked about Texas or vice versa, there's a familiarity with the coaches. There's a mutual respect there, and it almost feels like, if you went into a boxing match like that, the guys are like feeling each other out a lot more than a game like Tennessee. And it's not a lack of respect thing. It's just like we don't know them like that. We don't know them. It's unpredictable. Right. I don't know what they would do, so I'm going to go on the offense. I'm going to try something here.
Just attack them.
Yeah. You know what I mean?
Swinging.
It's like I don't know them as well. This one feels like there's so much familiarity that they're going to see what they got. There's going to be more of a chess game to it, figuring out how our guys respond to them.
Can that hurt Julian in this opener, you think, if we're kind of taking that approach and not like just letting it go?
I don't know. I've said if we get into that's what I anticipate seeing. I think that type of game favors Texas. I think it did in the playoff, and I think if we're playing that way, that favors them because there is a element of this that both teams know that we played last time and what happened. Texas knows that we're going to play the defending national champion. I know they don't like to use that term, but defending national champion at their home stadium week 1. There's a lot of pressure on them. If you come out in a flurry, that can set the tone early. I mean, if you come out in a...
If they want to flurry, they want to come out with a
No, I'm talking
attack.
about Ohio State.
Absolutely.
If you come out and attack, if you come out and attack early, then you plant that seed of like, okay, more of the same.
Yep.
And so, like, I think if it gets close, that benefits Texas more, or if it gets slow, because I think what we learned, my biggest takeaway from last year is that, like, an aggressive Ohio State team is the most dangerous. And when they play at that level, really, really hard to beat, regardless of who's at quarterback.
Yeah, we saw that in the playoff, right, with just how they started quick in that Tennessee game, that Oregon game, right? And they were just putting it on people right out of the gate. You touched on the Texas matchup last year and how Jeremiah got slowed down in that one. Like, they were the only program that did it to that level. One guy I cannot wait to see today is Max Clare, the new tight end coming in from Purdue, because if you go back to that matchup, when they did slow down Jeremiah, the tight end group as a whole caught 7 balls that day. G. Scott caught 5 of them. So I think there's something there. Carnell, we know, is going to get his, but I think for Julian, I'm looking to see how much of a kind of a safety net Max Clare can be, because you just hear about his skill set and the route running ability that this dude has. I just think that could be a nice weapon in the middle of the field and maybe in some other spots today for Julian Saying, just because, man, Max Clare was balling at Purdue with not a lot of help around him. That's the only place
I'd be looking. If I was a young quarterback, and just like somebody big close to me in the middle.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, absolutely.
Throwing it to him. And we'll end up in a lot of those sets because of those rushers. So I do believe, new offensive line, we're going to have 2 tight end sets. I want to start the game in 2 tight ends with Jeremiah and Carnell.
Some heavy personnel.
Protect our quarterback, because we can still pass out of this because of the skill set with Max Clare.
I don't know what you guys see with Julian, but like the throwing motion, there's a little Phillip Rivers in there.
No.
I see a little of that short arm Phillip Rivers in there. Not exactly. Listen, Phillip Rivers
release is poopy.
I don't care how it looks. What's the end result? I'm just saying, that's what I see is a little bit of that Phillip Rivers motion in there.
I'll give you, he has a flick type of throwing motion, and I think it's almost like, hey, like I can only, refer to basketball, where someone's like a spot-up shooter versus someone like Steph Curry can shoot off the dribble. It can and it comes out quick, so Julian can process this and flick it.
Coming up next, it's one tough animal time, fellas. We've had some games popping off around college football. Who has done their thing? Who has balled out? We'll tell you next. This is the KeyBank Fan Pregame Show right here on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Riverside Bank of Dublin Game Day Traffic Center.
Traffic's moving nicely at the moment. Just looked at 270, 670, I-71, and I-70 as you head in toward the 315 interchanges. Everything is looking great. Light to moderate volumes right now with no problems or major delays. Once you're on campus, don't forget Woody Hayes Drive is shut down between Tuttle Park and Cannon Drive. You'll need to navigate around that as you get closer to Ohio Stadium. With Game Day Traffic, I'm Kate Burdett on The Fan.
Want to have an impact on your community?
Join the Franklin County Sheriff's Office.
It's one of the highest paying law enforcement agencies in Ohio.
Make change happen in the community.
In the lives of others.
And in your own life.
Apply at sheriff.franklincountyohio.gov.
It's the summer sales event with the Ford Groom.
Sam, 30 seconds on the clock. The Ford Summer Sales Event.
Great time to buy.
Correct. What do we have amazing deals on this summer?
Ford trucks and SUVs.
Is Ford America's all-time best-selling auto brand?
Let me think. Yeah, it is.
3 for 3.
What do I win?
You get to work at the Ford Summer Sales Event.
Amazing. I think I was going to do that anyway.
You betcha.
Based on Automotive News Almanac historical data and industry-reported sales data from 1909 through 2024 CY.
Working your way through that honey-do list? That means more flushes, more showers, more fiddling with a thermostat. Trust the pros at the Waterworks with your plumbing and drain cleanings and repairs and all your heating and cooling needs. Our certified pros can repair or replace your furnace or air conditioner. Clogs? Call the Waterworks. Drain cleaning? Call the Waterworks. Plumbing issues? Call the Waterworks. Furnace repairs? Call the Waterworks. The Waterworks. Trusted neighborhood plumbing, drain, heating, and cooling experts.
Want to have an impact on your community?
Join the Franklin County Sheriff's Office.
It's one of the highest paying law enforcement agencies in Ohio.
Make change happen in the community.
In the lives of others.
And in your own life.
Apply at sheriff.franklincountyohio.gov.
Morning Juice is live on YouTube. Weekday mornings starting at 6. Or on demand whenever you want it. Yeah, whenever. Bobby Carpenter's at your beck and call. And Tito's there too, to clean the toilets. Head to YouTube and subscribe today.
Taking out the trash.
Hey, Columbus, this is Zach Bourne.
And Jacoby Bourne.
When it comes to waste service, you want a team that knows how to deliver under pressure, just like Saturdays in the fall.
At Bourne Brothers Waste Services, our team is built on toughness, teamwork, and consistent execution.
We're the most reliable and customer service-focused waste company in Central Ohio.
Whether it is recycling, trash, construction waste, roll-off containers, front loads, or compactors, we have it handled.
Call now or visit BourneBrothers.com and let us tackle your waste needs.
Taking out the trash.
Buckeyes, the 2025 football season is here, and that means three things: football, game day, and smooth Jameson whiskey. Whether you're catching the game at home, at your neighborhood bar, or soaking up the team spirit at a tailgate, Jameson Ginger and Lime at Ohio State Athletics are a winning combo. So cheers to making game days even better with the official whiskey of the fans. Jameson, proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics. Taste responsibly.
Jameson Irish Whiskey, product of Ireland. 40% alcohol by volume, 80 proof. Copyright 2025, imported by John Jameson Import Company, New York, New York.
Keep your summer fun going in a new Toyota Camry, America's best-selling car. It's all hybrid all the time with available all-wheel drive. Now through September 2nd, get 4.99 APR financing on any new 25 Camry. Or lease a new Camry LE for just $279 a month for 36 months with $36.99 due at signing. With approved credit through TFS. Tax, title, and license extra. Call 1-888-36-TOYOTA for details or go to Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone. If you're a sports card fan like me, you've got to check out Midwest Cards in the Arena District, right outside Nationwide Arena. These guys are true collectors themselves, and they've built a shop that lets you experience card collecting in a whole new way. They've got sealed boxes, packs, single cards, signed memorabilia, and plenty of TVs in their lounge. Yeah, they have a lounge. And don't forget the card bar, where you can open packs while you have an adult beverage. It's awesome. Stop by Midwest Cards today and tell them T-Bone sent you.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
I'm meteorologist Aaron White here with your 10 weather impact forecast for today. We're tracking sunshine and perfect conditions here for the Buckeyes game with temperatures up into the upper 60s here for kickoff. And we'll see a high around 74 here this afternoon. Perfect conditions. And we'll keep that going here for tomorrow with more sunshine and a high around 77. We're back to the low 80s here by Monday and Tuesday, but tracking showers and storms and cooler weather here for Wednesday and Thursday. And that's a look at your 10 weather impact forecast here on 97.1 The Fan.
If you've recently seen a photo of an older Baker Mayfield fresh off a bender, it's just Bo Bishop. Bishop and Friends.
Weekdays from 9 to noon.
The Fan. You're listening to the KeyBank Pregame Show. The only way to get ready for a Buckeye game. Your home for Ohio State Athletics. The Fan. The Fan's one tough animal.
Welcome back in. Good morning, Buckeye Nation. This is the KeyBank Fan Pregame Show. Dane Sanzenbacher, DeVere Posey, Matty Ice. Get you ready for Ohio State and Texas. We'll get back into some Longhorn and Buckeye talk here in just a moment, but we got to shine a light on somebody either in the world of sports, or just in the world that you guys believe has been a one tough animal recently. I will give you guys the floor. What do you got?
Yeah, I could start it off, man. I'll just go with, the best performance I saw, this week so far, because we don't have that much pool to pull from. It's not like I can go and grab a South Dakota quarterback that went for 400 yards. We don't have that yet. So I'll go with Auburn's quarterback, though. I'll go with Arnold. I think it's Jackson Arnold, this year. He started out the season. He had 137 rushing yards. 2 of them were touchdowns out of those rushing yards. And I thought that he played in a way to where you say, hey, this Auburn team has a chance this year. Obviously, the SEC is going to be a fight, but I thought I saw something with him.
Dane, what do you got?
The game I watched the most, was it Thursday night, was that OU Rutgers game.
Okay.
And, I don't know much about either of these teams or how Rutgers is supposed to be this year, but I think they're supposed to be all right.
Yeah.
And this OU team took them to the wire. I mean, it ended up 31-34, and it was on the back of OU's quarterback, Parker Navarro.
Yeah.
Like he was one of those players. If you haven't seen him, it's a great quarterback name. Yeah. And it's like a style of play that is eye-catching. Like if you're just casually watching a game, there's I'm watching some of the replays in slow motion, and some of the throws who we got here? Mm-hmm. Who is this? So, OU is going to come to town, play Ohio State. I don't think top to bottom they don't have it, but he's one of those guys that is exciting to watch, and he had a heck of a game on Thursday. 21 out of 31, 239-yard, 3 touchdowns.
Is he a portal kid next year?
Oh yeah,
especially if he comes in here and plays well.
No, he'll level up.
He's a portal kid next year.
But I mean, he's doing his thing. He's a problem for definitely in their conference for a lot of teams.
For sure. And to add to your point about his stats and what he did, he cooked up 9 carries for 93 yards and a touchdown on the ground too. So this is
one of those too. Yeah, like he can run. He's
one of those
too.
Yeah,
he is like a college quarterback. You're just looking at like this guy is he's the one that is tough to plan for because he's a better athlete than you think, than most people out there.
Yep.
No, he played like he was a tough animal.
That's good stuff. I am going to go with the former Buckeye and a head coach now. I'm going with Eddie George.
That's a good
debut head coach up there at Bowling Green. One of my boys I grew up with. He's been coaching up there for a while now, so he was excited about all of this. But as you know, like when you're restarting, right? You want that head coach to make a statement in game number 1. They took care of Lafayette 26-7. I don't know what their ceiling is like in the MAC, but I just thought it was good for Eddie to come out of the gates and show that Bowling Green fan base that we may be on to something. And I'm looking forward to seeing what he can build up there. Maybe in a few years we'll be talking about him coaching at another program. So, yeah, man, there really wasn't a lot to pick from. I mean, we've had some decent games going on. We had Iowa, Kansas State that kicked this thing off a week ago with Iowa State getting that thing done 24-21. But, yeah, the schedule today, man, is just going to be off the chain, and we'll start it here in just a couple hours with Ohio State and Texas. Let's talk a little bit, fellas, about this defense now for the Scarlet and Gray and the transition going from Jim Knowles. He now is the DC for Penn State, and now Matt Patricia comes in, and this is a guy that has coached at a high level in the NFL, been a head coach, been a part of a lot of success over there in New England with Bill Belichick and the Patriots and all that good stuff. So now here he is coming into Ohio State with a chance to coach up some good talent. I'm curious to see, though, how quickly things come together on defense, right? Because Jim Knowles, when he first got here, it took a little time for kind of everybody to get comfortable within the system. And I remember that first year we were talking a lot about those big plays that they were giving up. Like I remember that Michigan game where Michigan came in here and Donovan Edwards and that crew were just getting up and down the field. It was just backbreaking plays that really hurt them. And then we saw over the last couple of seasons that thing really tightened up. And last year they were arguably the best defense in the country. But now here's Patricia with a real test right out of the gate, right, with Arch Manning. Like, you're not starting with Grambling, you're not starting with Ohio State. So I just can't wait to see what the defense looks like. But more importantly, how aggressive he's going to be today going up against a quarterback that we know is really talented.
Matt Patricia, obviously NFL coach, but he spent 16 years under Bill Belichick, and he's been at this for a long time. And a lot of those years were going against the greatest quarterback of all time, working your defense out versus a quarterback. I'm pretty sure he has a few ways to tie a hand, tie Arch Manning's hand behind his back and just make him play one-handed or, one-footed. And the type
is that legal?
You know what I mean? It's just take away things that make him good. And I think the ability to rush, they want to get his legs rolling a little bit, how to move the pocket. He loves downfield throws. I think for me, I would give him a look to where, hey, we're going to make you hit your throws and move the ball down the field. And for young quarterbacks, that's tough. I mean, it was the way to beat Brady. If Brady was doing mic points and you're rotating and trying to send blitzes, he's probably going to beat you. And so you give him one look and say, hey, this is the look, and you beat it. And I think with our personnel and us lining up against these guys, Matt Patricia has an opportunity to come in, and he has he has dudes, man. You talk about the cars in this garage, right? You get to throw the hood off of Arvell Reese, and you get to see what Sonny looks like and all these DBs and his defensive line that had production, and they will pop out this year. I just think Coach Patricia will have some wrinkles. For me, again, I'm excited to see defense today just because they have the stars, we have the stars, but Patricia's approach to how he's going to contain Arch Manning, it's yet to be seen, but I think he has the experience of doing it going against Brady all of these years in practice.
I think there's a difference, too, between how Coach Knowles came in and how now Matt Patricia is coming in. Coach Knowles came in with kind of a mission of something to fix. It's like, hey, we're bringing in this. We've got something we need done. We're going to implement this new style. This is my vision of things. That takes time to turn. That's a different situation than Matt Patricia's walking into. It's like nobody's asking him to come in here and fix the defense. And Coach Day's been clear from day one, like what we want to do, this is Ohio State's defense. We need your expertise. We want you to help run the show, instill confidence, coach up these young guys, use your experience. But this is Ohio State's defense. There's not really a thing that he had come in to have to fix. So I wouldn't expect as many growing pains as when Coach Knowles came in, because I just think it's a different world, different Ohio State team, and different expectations.
I was going to say, and he was also like looking for system players. Like, you remember that jack position for a couple years that we were trying to figure out, and then it was that weird week. I think it was Iowa or Nebraska, where we had C.J. Hicks on the edge, and we just didn't see it anymore. And our defense did a good job of shutting people out after that. And then so you had ideologies clashing last year. I mean, the last 3 years with Coach Knowles and a lot of other people. And so for the most part, Patricia's walking in like, all right, like, what do you guys want me to do? And from an NFL game standpoint, man, those dudes can come up with playbooks in 1 week. It's crazy.
No, yeah. And I mean, like, it seems simple, but a large part of what, like, bringing in whoever this guy was, X, who's going to run the defense, was fit and personality and how you mesh with everybody, not even just play calling. It's like, can you come in here, which it seems like he has, if you're walking into a defense this is this loaded with talent, you already have the scheme that we like, come in here and be a glue person. And it seems like Matt Patricia's been a guy that's come in. Everybody seems to love him.
Everybody loves him.
Players love him. Coaches love him. Like, if that was your only job, you put yourself in a good spot, at least to start. It's like, we're going to benefit by having you here. You're benefiting the program by putting a good vibe on the defense, and everybody is going to trust you because of your background. So bring that. And so I think, like, that's like a lovely place to be if you're him, compared to like a coach that's got to come in and be like, it's my world now.
Right. Yeah, it's not what you want. Not what you want at all. And I'm very interested to see, like, the new addition of Bo Atkinson on the D line, right? Him transferring in from North Carolina. But more importantly, just that D line group. Can the defense have the ability to get home with 4 and Matt Patricia get confidence maybe in the coming weeks that I don't have to send extra help? Like, that's what I'm curious to see, especially today. Like, can they heat up a guy like Arch Manning and not have to send extra help? Because if you do, he's got the ability to hurt you with his legs. So just all those games that get played within the game, it's going to be fun to see that unfold here in a few hours. Coming up next, the man that sits on the Iron Throne at 10 TV, Adam King, joins us. It's the KeyBank Fan Pregame Show right here on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Riverside Bank of Dublin Game Day Traffic Center.
Starting to see traffic pick up just a little bit on Lane Avenue between 315 and High Street. Not a big surprise there. If you're headed toward campus from the north side of Columbus, you'll see smooth sailing on 315 South from North Broadway to Lane Avenue. Same story if you're coming in from the south side. Again, just light to moderate volumes on 315 North from the 670 merge to Lane Avenue. A reminder, Woody Hayes Drive is closed today between Tuttle Park and Cannon. With Game Day Traffic, I'm Kate Burdett on The Fan.
Score big this season with an MVP package from Lennox and Northland Heating and Cooling. Call today for your free estimate and special savings on Lennox products, or visit hvacnorthland.com. That's Northland Heating and Cooling, your Lennox premier dealer. Number 50821.
What's better than cheering the Buckeyes on to victory? Wearing our exclusive collection of OSU jewelry as you watch. Hi, this is Alex Johnson from the Diamond Cellar. We're an officially licensed jeweler of The Ohio State University, and we've created beautiful Buckeye jewelry that will last a lifetime. From Blocko earrings to Diamond Script Ohio necklaces, we've got luxury Buckeye gifts starting at $99. No matter where you're watching, show your Buckeye love at the Diamond Cellar, proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
James Laurinaitis here for my guys at Green & Sons, the premier Kubota dealership in Central Ohio. Green & Sons has all the Kubotas you need to tackle your land and come out a winner. They have zero-turn skid steers, tractors from 18 to 171 horsepower, and also utility vehicles. My favorite is my RTV Sidekick. The best thing about Green & Sons is they've been family-owned and operated since 1970, and you will love dealing with the Green family and their winning team. Do what I did and check out Green & Sons located in Mount Sterling and Marysville, or online at greenandsons.com for all your Kubota needs.
The season may be winding down, but there's still time to make the most of Buckeye Lake. At Buckeye Lake Marina, we have year-end deals on boats, accessories, and more to get you ready for next year's adventures. The Buckeye Lake Marina staff is there to help you find the perfect boat at unbeatable prices. Buckeye Lake Marina has a long list of satisfied customers, and you want to be the next. Don't wait. Sail into savings at Buckeye Lake Marina before the year ends and find the boat that's just right for you. Visit BuckeyeLakeMarina.com for more.
Hey, Bobby Carpenter here. After retiring from professional football, I never expected that me, Bobby, I'd have low testosterone. So I went to my friends over at Affinity. I got my labs done, and now I've been on a testosterone replacement plan with Affinity for 8+ years. Best of all, they've supplemented it with peptides and lots of other great products. Learn why me and thousands of men trust the experts at Affinity to feel their best. Get more energy, better workouts, feel like yourself again. And do not waste another day. Get started at feelgreatcolumbus.com today.
Keep your summer fun going in a new Toyota RAV4, America's best-selling SUV. Now through September 2nd, get 4.99 APR financing on a new 25 RAV4 or 5.99 on RAV4 Hybrid. Excludes plug-ins. Or lease a gas-powered RAV4 LE for $309 a month for 36 months with $36.99 due at signing. With approved credit through TFS. Tax, title, and license extra. Call 1-888-36-TOYOTA for details or go to toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
Score big this season with an MVP package from Lennox and Northland Heating and Cooling. Call today for your free estimate and special savings on Lennox products or visit HVACNorthland.com. That's Northland Heating and Cooling, your Lennox premier dealer. Number 50821.
This is the Fans Game Day Scoreboard.
This game day update is sponsored by Mutual Federal, proudly serving Columbus with personal and business solutions at mutualfederal.com.
Good morning. I'm Cole Bartemus. We are quickly approaching game time as Ohio State and Texas will get this football season going at noon. We have pregame coverage right here on the Fan leading all the way up until kickoff. And that's just the first taste of football on what is slated to be one of the best opening weekends of college football we've seen in years. Number 8, Alabama will be in Tallahassee at 3:30 to play a Florida State team that is looking for a major rebound from last season. And number 9, LSU will take a trip to number 4, Clemson at 7:30. There's already been a little bit of trash talk leading up to that one. It should be exciting. And since it's the opening weekend, do not forget that we'll also have some Sunday college football as well. Virginia Tech will travel to 13th-ranked South Carolina at 3 o'clock tomorrow. And number 6, Notre Dame will be in South Beach taking on the 10th-ranked Hurricanes at 7:30 tomorrow night. And on Monday night, we're going to have TCU on the road at Chapel Hill.
The only way to do game day. This is the KeyBank pregame show, getting you ready for all things Scarlet and Gray. Your home of the Buckeyes, the Fan.
Welcome back in. This is the KeyBank Fan Pregame Show. Matty Ice, Dane Sanzenbacher, and Devere Posey getting you ready for Ohio State and Texas. We're going to light up right now the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline and bring on the man that sits on the Iron Throne for 10 TV, the one and only Adam King. AK, good morning. Happy game day, brother. How you feeling?
Good morning. Happy game day. It's a beautiful thing. We did it. We made it.
We're back, baby. We are back. So, yeah, AK, the offseason for you, what has that been like? Like, what's been going on for the folks that haven't been able to catch up with you?
Well, for the folks that haven't been able to catch up, everybody's caught up with me, Maddie. I mean, I imagine anytime I'm on radio, television, they're all locked in. So, we've been covering the Buckeyes, previewing this matchup for about 8 months now. It's about time to just play some football here. All right, we can only talk about Ohio State versus Texas so much, and I am beyond ready to kick this thing off.
Absolutely. Adam, man, it's good to talk to you on a Saturday, right? We're here again, and your excitement, hearing your voice, like I'm excited for the next 6 hours of my life. But I wanted to ask you this.
Yes, you put on like a Barry Manilow voice talking to Adam there for a second. Good to hear your voice.
Good to hear him, man. This is my dude. So I know he's out there, and I know. Are you out there? Are you at home still?
He was supposed to be in here with us. He's probably still at home.
No,
he's at home.
Okay.
He's home.
Yeah, because I was going to ask you a few questions about on site. Are you on site, man? Yeah.
Sure.
Okay. So
yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So over there, when you get over there today, I want to ask you, like, what are you looking for to see, like, pregame? Do you need to see, like, a guy like Egypt Houston moving around? Are you looking for somebody on their side of the ball, like, to add an added, edge that we might not be speaking about?
It's interesting. and I think Edric Houston perfectly personifies this, is just a looseness. I like when the guys are loose but locked in, and I think you can see that even through Skull Session, walking to the stadium. You can see it kind of when they're coming out of the tunnel, not when everybody's watching, when they've got the lights and the camera on, but when they're coming out to stretch. Listen, there was time to be stressed. There was time to put in the work. Now it's time to go play football. You guys know that better than anything. The idea that they need to come out there and if they're loose, if they're fired up, if they're having fun, if they understand the magnitude. I mean, I remember when Ohio State went to Notre Dame and a couple years ago, watching Emeka and Marvin Harrison just laughing in warm-ups, kind of sharing just a moment. I thought, these guys are ready. They're loose. They're not letting the moment get too big for them, because that's the most important part about today is the moment can't get too big, because at the end of the day, it's exact same sport that you played your whole life. Doesn't matter who's on the other sideline. It's the same sport, the same football, the same pass, the same catch, the same tackle that you've made your entire life.
Speaking of moments, Adam, one of our finest moments in our friendship was the Texas game last year when I was on my way into the stadium and doing a post-game show, which I thought was going to be somber because I was like, oh, man, good season. And on the radio, when Jack Sawyer's scoop and score happened, and I pull up to the station here, you unlock the door for me and just embrace me in the biggest. I think you actually left your feet. It almost got a little weird there. And that was our moment that year with this history. So I want from a fan perspective of Adam King, because I know you have to wear kind of two hats with this team. What are you looking forward to most out of this rematch?
Well, first of all, it didn't get weird. You could have lifted me up.
Okay, good. I wasn't going to say it. If it didn't get weird for you, it wasn't weird for me.
Just like after the Jack Sawyer interception?
Yes. I was listening to it live on the radio, pulled up as it was happening. I'm looking through the glass doors here, and it's only like Adam in here. He's going crazy by himself. He had no one to share it with, and I didn't have my key to get in the building, so I'm like knocking on it.
Like, open the door.
I'm like, let me in. And then he opens the door and just embraces me. I'm like, what happened?
So
what was that?
So you heard this.
4th and goal. Texas at the Ohio State 8 with 2:29 to play fourth quarter. 21-14, Buckeyes leading. Ewers in a shotgun. 2x2 wide receivers. Wisner in the backfield with him. Ewers set to toss. Ewers being chased. Hit by Jack Sawyer. Knocked the ball out. Sawyer's picked it up, and he's running down the right side. Jack Sawyer hits the 50-yard line to the Texas 40. Sawyer to the 30, to the 20 of Texas. Jack Sawyer is going to take it into the end zone. His second fumble recovery of the season. Jack Sawyer, Ohio State defensive end. He finally got to Texas quarterback Quinn Ewers. And Jack Sawyer races it into the end zone to give Ohio State a 27-14 lead over Texas.
So you had that moment.
Yeah,
and then
that's me beating on the door. And then it was right. Yeah. So live that moment, that was Adam and I's Texas game experience. So I'm just wondering if he thinks about it as much as I do.
I have a picture of it actually hanging up.
I have a mental picture that I hang up in my mind.
I had them go clip it off from the security cameras. I will say, I don't know if today is going to have that dramatic of a moment, because those only come around once every decade or so. But I do think this is going to be a game for the ages. There's no world. The one thing with it being the season opener is I don't see a world where either team gets up massively. I just don't. A blowout is really hard in the season opener. When you see a team open up against an FCS team, a good example is Wisconsin playing Miami the other night.
Yep.
That's Wisconsin versus Miami of Ohio, and it's 3-0 at half. Because it's just hard. You're trying to feel yourself out. They're trying to feel their self out. You haven't played against a team in 8 months. And so I think no matter what, I mean, unless Ohio State comes out here and plays lights out, or Paul Feinbaum is accurate and Texas is the most talented team to ever walk on a field, I just think that we're going to get to a fourth quarter, and this is going to be a ball game.
Real quick, AK, last one before we let you go. I want to ask you about Julian Sayin and just being around him at some of these, media availabilities and just practices and what you've seen from him, but also what you've heard from the people that have been around Julian leading up to this game.
I am I'm very confident in Julian Sayin. I think about it was around probably 2 weeks before August 18th, maybe that second week of fall camp. It became apparent that he was starting to do what he needed to do. They were still growing, but there's a lot of confidence in Julian Sayin. There's a reason this man is here. He is a very good quarterback. This is really silly, and somebody's going to say, Adam, why are you talking about this on the opener with Texas? But I'm really excited to see Julian Sayin next season in his last game. I'm thinking already down the road of Georgia C.J. Stroud. Mm-hmm. We get two full seasons here of Julian Sayin matched up, mind you, with Jeremiah Smith, locked in for the next what could be 32 games. And so it's really hard to not just think of the upside and the potential and get excited. And I know it's not fun, but you get to watch that growth every single play now.
Well, I think it's a good point, AK. Before we let you go, let the folks know where they can catch you throughout the afternoon, into the evening, and all that good stuff.
You can catch me anywhere that you find your 10 TV content. That's 10 TV Plus. That's 97.1 The Fan TV. That's the radio. That's the actual 10 TV. That's wall-to-wall sports. That's on the scoreboard during the football game, giving you a highlight update. It's on Twitter, Adam King 10 TV. And then, hey, we also have Game Time with Ryan Day, the official coach show of Ohio State Athletics. It starts at 9 a.m. Hear from the head coach. Get you set for Texas.
There you go, Adam King. AK, as always, my man, we appreciate you, and we will talk to you next week.
Sounds good. Appreciate you guys.
See you
out there, Adam.
Adam King from 10 TV joining us via the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline. Coming up next, we'll go behind enemy lines and talk to Eric Henry, who covers Texas for 24/7 Sports. Next, this is the KeyBank Fan Pregame Show right here on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Riverside Bank of Dublin Game Day Traffic Center.
Traffic volumes are starting to pick up a bit. I'm looking at the southbound 315 off-ramp to Lane Avenue right now, and that is looking a lot more crowded than it was about a half hour ago. 315 northbound still moving nicely in the Lane Avenue area, also out beyond that. Don't forget, Woody Hayes Drive is shut down between Tuttle Park and Cannon once you're closer to the stadium. With Game Day Traffic, I'm Kate Burdett on The Fan.
It's the Closet Systems Kickoff Sale at Design Solutions by Cooper. They design and manufacture customizable storage built to fit your lifestyle and space. From closets to any space in your home, our systems are made to maximize organization, simplify the morning rush, stay organized during back-to-school season, and add value to your home with expert craftsmanship. Schedule a virtual design consultation or find a dealer near you at DesignSolutionsByCooper.com. Hurry, this is a limited time offer, and your dream closet is just a few clicks away at DesignSolutionsByCooper.com.
Hey Columbus, it's Lorenzo Stiles Jr., Ohio State student athlete. Football runs deep in my family. My dad played here, and now my brother and I are proud to carry on that tradition. At Monogram Homes, family matters too. They treat every homeowner like one of their own, building with care, precision, and pride. Monogram doesn't just build houses, they build homes, crafted just for you. So whether you're starting your first home or designing your dream space, Monogram Homes has got your back every step of the way. Visit monogramhomes.net to start building today. Monogram Homes, a builder you can trust.
Working your way through that honey-do list? That means more flushes, more showers, more fiddling with the thermostat. Trust the pros at the Waterworks with your plumbing and drain cleanings and repairs and all your heating and cooling needs. Our certified pros can repair or replace your furnace or air conditioner. Clogs? Call the Waterworks. Drain cleaning? Call the Waterworks. Plumbing issues? Call the Waterworks. Furnace repairs? Call the Waterworks. The Waterworks, trusted neighborhood plumbing, drain, heating, and cooling experts.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone. If you're a sports card fan like me, you've got to check out Midwest Cards in the Arena District, right outside Nationwide Arena. These guys are true collectors themselves, and they've built a shop that lets you experience card collecting in a whole new way. They've got sealed boxes, packs, single cards, signed memorabilia, and plenty of TVs in their lounge. Yeah, they have a lounge. And don't forget the card bar, where you can open packs while you have an adult beverage. It's awesome. Stop by Midwest Cards today and tell them T-Bone sent you.
This promo is for anyone who likes baseball or America or Terry Francona's scooter. The Reds are on the Fan. Catch all 162 games here on the Fan and 1460 ESPN Columbus and the Fan's HD2. Your home for Reds baseball, the Fan.
Want to have an impact on your community?
Join the Franklin County Sheriff's Office.
It's one of the highest paying law enforcement agencies in Ohio.
Make change happen in the community, in the lives of others,
and in your own life.
Apply at sheriff.franklincountyohio.gov.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone. And if you're gearing up for the big game, don't forget the MVP of desserts, Sanders Chocolate Fudge Bumpy Cake. This legendary treat just made its way to Ohio. Finally! We're talking rich devil's food cake, buttery cream bumps, and a fudge icing that is just unfair. They'd throw a flag on it if it was actually on the field. Bring one to your next tailgate, watch party, or even a team celebration, and you'll be the real hero. Available now at Kroger and Meijer, Sanders Bumpy Cake. It's game day greatness.
It's the summer sales event with the Ford Groom.
Sam, 30 seconds on the clock. The Ford Summer Sales Event.
Great time to buy.
Correct. What do we have amazing deals on this summer?
Ford trucks and SUVs.
Is Ford America's all-time best-selling auto brand?
Let me think. Yeah, it is.
3 for 3.
What do I win?
You get to work at the Ford Summer Sales Event.
Amazing. I think I was going to do that anyway.
You betcha.
Based on Automotive News Almanac historical data and industry-reported sales data from 1909 through 2024 CY.
As a former pro athlete, confidence has always been key for me on and off the field. And that's why I chose CAP for my NeoGraft treatment. They've got a great reputation. After doing my research, I knew I could trust the team right here in town. The staff was professional, answered every question, and made the whole process smooth and stress-free. The results are natural. It fit my busy schedule, and I already feel more confident. CAPS made it easy, judgment-free, and honestly, one of the best decisions I've made. Visit CAPS today at experiencecaps.com. Want to have an impact on your community?
Join the Franklin County Sheriff's Office.
It's one of the highest paying law enforcement agencies in Ohio.
Make change happen in the community, in the lives of others,
and in your own life.
Apply at sheriff.franklincountyohio.gov.
Want to know anything about the Fans contest, how to win, or what's up for grabs? Check out 971thefan.com. The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
The ultimate way to get ready for another Buckeye victory. You're listening to the KeyBank Pregame Show. Proud to be your flagship home of the Buckeyes. The Fan. The Fan's behind enemy lines.
Sponsored by your Central Ohio Ford dealers.
We got Texas in the house, so we're going behind enemy lines with Eric Henry, who covers Texas for 24/7 Sports. We caught up with him yesterday on Rothman and Ice. Here's that interview for you now.
All right, here they come. Number one, up to Columbus. Unprecedented stuff here in C-Bus. Longhorn fans want to see it. They want to be in that building. They've got the number one team on paper, and the guy that covers them is Texas beat writer Eric Henry for Horns 24/7. Eric, welcome to the program, my man.
Appreciate it, fellas. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, so let's live up to the hype. I said that, earlier in the program, it feels like these two teams kind of mirror each other right now before the season. Offensive lines that are maybe unproven, young, talented quarterbacks that have to live up to the hype, teams that might live early on their defense. Give me your take on what Texas is bringing to the table, good, bad, and ugly. What are your concerns, and what do you feel really good about?
Yeah, no, I mean, listen, I would agree with you, and I know you asked me about Texas, but I'll say this in relation to Ohio State. If we juxtapose the two quarterbacks, and hopefully you guys can hear me because the music is extremely loud, so hopefully you guys can hear me what I'm saying, but I'd rather be doing this because all you've got is just go out there and play football. Arch Manning has to deal with all of the pressure of, there's an air quotes, he's going to lose the Heisman, right? Because he's, quote-unquote, the Heisman front-runner, right? So you look at it from that perspective. But, no, you say the good, the bad, and the ugly. I'll start with the ugly. For Texas, this offensive line situation is interesting. If you had asked me this question a week and a half ago, I would have said that Trevor Gooseby, Nato Umazulu, Cole Hudson, DJ Campbell, and Brandon Baker would be your starters. Now, to be honest with you guys, it wouldn't shock me if tomorrow you see Nato Umazulu split reps or maybe even not even start. Maybe Connor Stroh starts at left guard. I mentioned that because, listen, we can have all the talk in the world about Arch Manning, his talents, this, that, and the other, but no quarterback, you can ask Patrick Mahomes from, Super Bowl a few years ago, can perform without an offensive line. In terms of the good, it's obviously Texas's defense, right? I think Texas's defense is the best unit in the nation, in my opinion, you have All-Americans at all three levels. You know, you have Colin Simmons, front four, Anthony Hill, linebacker, and then Michael Taft at safety. So that's the good. And if there were a bad, I honestly know I'd call it bad, but this kind of Texas receiver situation is going to be something to keep an eye on. I may have ruffled some feathers, when I said that Ryan Wingo is every bit as talented as Jeremiah Smith and Ryan Williams, but he just didn't see the targets last year. But he did see the targets last year, right? I think talent's one thing, but he's got to go out there and show it. He's going to be Texas's wide receiver one. With Emmett Mosley down, guys, you know, Ohio State fans should keep an eye on Parker Livingstone, a redshirt freshman coming in and getting his first start at receiver. Really high on him. He made a lot of plays in spring and fall, but again, he's got to walk into the horseshoe. His first real significant playing time. That's going to be a hell of an environment.
You know, Ohio State right now, they're going to have to figure out maybe on the fly a little bit who are going to be their running backs that can help out their young quarterback. I know on Texas' side of things, there's probably a little bit more confidence with a little bit more known commodities within their building. Talk about the running backs that can maybe provide some balance for this Texas offense.
Yeah, I mean, listen, there's no doubt about it. The run game has been a strength for the Longhorns over the past few years. You talk about churning out running backs in the NFL, Bijan Robinson, Roshan Johnson, Jaden Blue, you know, the list goes on, right? I think you have the same thing here with this year's group. It starts with Quintravion Wisener. Trey's a real interesting story, guys. Last year, he, in all honesty, was supposed to be, you know, maybe third on the depth chart. Jaden Blue was going to be a co-starter with C.J. Baxter. Jaden ends up kind of not getting benched, but he struggled to handle the football, so he kind of gets, you know, leapfrogged back from Trayvon Wisener, and C.J. Baxter gets hurt. Trey puts forth a 1,000-yard year. He's really looking to take that next step in his development and maybe be the next guy to make the leap to the NFL to join those guys that I mentioned. C.J. Baxter, again, it's interesting. I was really, you know, hesitant to really buy into CJ's recovery and him being a factor early on in the year because, you know, you come off a major knee injury. You want to give that time, right? But Steve Sarkisian really reset the expectations for all of us when he came out about a week and a half ago and said, hey, we're ready to ramp things up with CJ. He's exceeded all of our expectations in his recovery, and we think he can go, you know, as close to full tilt as someone can be coming off of that injury in week one. So, yes, those two guys. And then also keep an eye on Jarrett Gibson and Christian Clark as well, a pair of underclassmen who've been, you know, really kind of groomed to be, you know, kind of third down backs, change of pace backs for Texas.
Eric Henry with us, Texas beat writer, Horns 24/7 on the Bryant Heating Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline. All right, Eric, let's talk about this defense and what the risks that they want to take against a young quarterback in Ohio State's Julian Sayin. How much do they come at him straight up? How much do they want to confuse him? The people you talk to, what kind of gambles do they want to take against him?
I think it's going to be more of a confusion type thing, right? Especially with this year's Texas team. I know that they feel confident, defensive coordinator Pete Kukowski and others feel confident in their ability to generate pressure with four guys. And, of course, that doesn't mean they won't blitz. But, again, when you have Colin Simmons, when you have an Anthony Hill coming off the edge as well from his linebacker spot, right, who can kind of, you know, be a little bit versatile where you want to have him. You have a Trey Moore, someone who was a American Athletic Conference Defensive Player of the Year 2 years ago at UTSA. You feel confident in your ability to rush with four. But in terms of confusion, when we spoke with Texas's DBs earlier this week, both Michael Taft and cornerback Malik Muhammad, safety Michael Taft and cornerback Malik Muhammad, emphasized when we're talking about Jeremiah Smith, they said, hey, the work starts pre-snap. And I'll do a cheap plug. Just wrote an article up at horns247.com where they go in-depth about saying, hey, we want to confuse Julian Sayin and the receivers, Carnell Tate, Jeremiah Smith, pre-snap, so they don't necessarily know what coverages we're in. So that, to me, I think is going to be the key. And again, I think, to be honest with you, the game plan is going to look a lot like it did the last time these two teams played because they held Jeremiah Smith more or less in check. We all know Carnell Tate had, 7 receptions, and I think Pete Kukowski would take back that play call to head into halftime where that screen pass went for 75 yards. But outside of that, they felt real good about the way they played against Ohio State. So it wouldn't shock me to see them mimic that again on Saturday.
We had going into last year's matchup between these two programs was how much quarterback run will we see from Arch Manning in that Texas offense. So let's kind of talk about that a little bit and what's been talked about this offseason when it comes to Arch and how much they want to use that on Saturdays.
Well, that's another interesting one, right? Because if you ask Texas fans, let's just call a spade a spade. One of the reasons that they're so excited about Arch Manning taking over is the fact he's a real dual threat, right? And I've always said, hey, you don't buy a Porsche, buy a Ferrari to, drive it, 40 miles an hour, right? You want to get the most out of it. Now, Steve Sarkisian has been adamant, and this is his quote. I've heard this line a million times. Well, we're never going to, have quarterbacks who major in running or have a PhD in running, right? So to kind of read between the lines, this is what I see. I genuinely think you may have a handful of designed run plays for Arch, and maybe this is a game, right, against Ohio State, where maybe you build in more designed runs than you would against, say, San Jose State, no disrespect to the Spartans. But in the red zone, we all know, the Ohio State fans are better than anybody else, how Texas has struggled in the red zone. Their red zone struggles helped Ohio State win the Cotton Bowl and go on to win a national title. I think that's the area where you're going to see Arch Manning and his dual threat ability really be utilized on Saturday.
Sark in a big game. Has he he put that on full display now the past few seasons, right? The confidence in him in a big game is where?
No, I would agree that he's put that on full display. You're not talking about, quote-unquote, 7-win Sark from Washington, which is kind of still a funny nickname. I'm sure he doesn't relish that. But that aside, yeah, you take a look at, this factor, right? You're talking about a team in Texas. They own the FBS nation's leader in road wins, right? Win streak, 11 straight games. They've gone to hostile environments, gone to Arkansas, gone to Alabama, gone to Michigan, gone to Texas A&M, picked up big wins, Big 12 title game 2023 that was against Oklahoma State, really trouncing them. So, yes, I do think in terms of answering the question of, can Steve Sarkisian, and it is a fair question, guys, so much gets put on the players, but Steve Sarkisian has to come into his own as a coach. Right? You all know, the bright IQ, the young guy from USC, offensive mastermind. But I think, his football IQ and those things, they're now are matching up, or I should say his coaching ability on game day is now matching up with his football IQ. And you're probably seeing Steve Sarkisian come into his own as a head coach.
Yeah, he's kept it together. Veteran staff kind of maintaining things. This will be a massive one tomorrow. What great insight and a good primer for tomorrow's game from our friend Eric Henry, covering the Longhorns for 24/7 Sports. Thanks, my man. Enjoy the game.
Anytime. Appreciate it, fellas.
There's your Behind Enemy interview for this week. Behind Enemy Lines is sponsored by your Central Ohio Ford dealers. Visit Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places. Coming up top of the hour after a break, it's our Who's Got the Heat segment. We're going to apply a little pressure to somebody around the world of sports and get right back into some Buckeye and Longhorn talk. This is the KeyBank Fan Pregame Show right here on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Riverside Bank of Dublin Game Day Traffic Center.
There are a couple of really busy spots out there right now. Lane Avenue between Kenny Road and High Street is pretty crowded. Also, the southbound State Route 315 ramp to Lane Avenue is continuing to build volume. If you're heading southbound and you'd like to get around that, I recommend getting off at Ackerman and taking Olentangy River Road over to Lane Avenue. Once you're close to the stadium, Woody Hayes Drive is closed between Tuttle Park and Cannon. With game day traffic, I'm Kate Burdett on The Fan.
Matty Ice here. Are you ready to rumble? Then get ready to roll on up to McDaniel GM Superstore in Marion. Right now, they're unleashing huge savings on the all-new 2025 Silverado 1500. We're talking about up to $13,000 off MSRP. Or if you need some serious muscle, get a 2025 Silverado HD for as low as 3.9% APR for qualified buyers. They're just a short drive north off Route 23 in Marion, or you can visit McDanielGMSuperstore.com. Chevrolet, together, let's drive.
The season may be winding down, but there's still time to make the most of Buckeye Lake. At Buckeye Lake Marina, we have year-end deals on boats, accessories, and more to get you ready for next year's adventures. The Buckeye Lake Marina staff is there to help you find the perfect boat at unbeatable prices. Buckeye Lake Marina has a long list of satisfied customers, and you want to be the next. Don't wait. Sail into savings at Buckeye Lake Marina before the year ends and find the boat that's just right for you. Visit BuckeyeLakeMarina.com for more.
Keep your summer fun going in the family-sized Toyota Highlander or the bigger, more powerful Grand Highlander with 3 different powertrains and a full-size third row. Now through September 2nd, get a new 25 Highlander or Grand Highlander with 4.99 APR financing or 5.99 on new Highlander and Grand Highlander hybrids. Subject to approved credit through TFS. Plus get 2 years no-cost maintenance included. For complete details, go to Toyota.com. Toyota. Let's go places.
My house has a new glow. I love my windows. Universal Windows Direct.
Choose from payments as low as $99 a month or 12 months with no payments and no interest, plus a free in-home window and energy assessment. Restrictions apply. Give them a call. 614-502-5220.
I love my windows. They've got that brand new home effect. Universal Windows Direct.
Attack and dominate. Morning Juice is on YouTube and 10 TV Plus.
Sponsored by Riverside Bank of Dublin.
Join Bobby Carpenter and Tito weekdays starting at 6 or watch on demand. More Bobby, less commercials. The Fan.
Hey Columbus, it's Lorenzo Styles Jr., Ohio State student athlete. It's football season, and just like on the field, success starts with the right game plan and the right team. That's why I'm proud to team up with Monogram Homes. They're the true custom home builder, bringing precision, creativity, and attention to every detail, just like we do on Saturdays. If you're ready to build, don't settle for standard. Go custom. Go Monogram. Visit monogramhomes.net to start building today. Monogram Homes, a builder you can trust.
James Laurinaitis here for my guys at Green & Sons, the premier Kubota dealership in Central Ohio. Green & Sons has all the Kubotas you need to tackle your land and come out a winner. They have zero-turn skid steers, tractors from 18 to 171 horsepower, and also utility vehicles. My favorite is my RTV Sidekick. The best thing about Green & Sons is they've been family-owned and operated since 1970, and you will love dealing with the Green family and their winning team. Do what I did and check out Green & Sons located in Mount Sterling and Marysville or online at greenandsons.com for all your Kubota needs.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus. This is the Fan's Game Day Scoreboard.
This Game Day update is sponsored by Mutual Federal, proudly serving Columbus with personal and business solutions at mutualfederal.com.
Good morning. I'm Cole Bartemus. We are quickly approaching game time as Ohio State and Texas will get this football season going at noon. We have pregame coverage right here on the Fan leading all the way up until kickoff. And that's just the first taste of football on what is slated to be one of the best opening weekends of college football we've seen in years. Number 8, Alabama, will be in Tallahassee at 3:30 to play a Florida State team that is looking for a major rebound from last season. And number 9, LSU, will take a trip to number 4, Clemson at 7:30. There's already been a little bit of trash talk leading up to that one. It should be exciting. And since it's the opening weekend, do not forget that we'll also have some Sunday college football as well. Virginia Tech will travel to 13th-ranked South Carolina at 3 o'clock tomorrow. And number 6, Notre Dame, will be in South Beach taking on the 10th-ranked Hurricanes at 7:30 tomorrow night. And on Monday night, we're going to have TCU on the road at Chapel Hill.
You're listening to the KeyBank Pregame Show, the only way to get ready for a Buckeye game. Your home for Ohio State athletics, The Fan. As you prepare for another Buckeye football Saturday, one very important question remains. Who's got the heat?
Sponsored by Buckeye Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing since 1948.
All right, welcome back in. You got Matty Ice chopping it up with 2 former Buckeye wide receivers, DeVere Posey, Dane Sanzenbacher. DeVere, I want you to lead it off, big dog.
Are we going to do this like how we do Roth when you like the draft rounds, like I go, you go, or can I just give 2 right now?
You can do, give your 2 right now.
I'm going to give 2 right now. So, number 1 for me, I just believe the Texas Longhorns are under pressure. If you just think about them as a team in the offseason, they lose their quarterback. They lose a lot of guys to the pros. They lose to Ohio State. And then somehow, Ohio State wins the national championship and you're matched up against them the next year and you're ranked number 1 after a loss to the team. You're going to their home place for the season opener and they're the defending national champion. I just think the pressure is on them. I mean, you're coming into a hectic environment because we're excited about football. Are we hanging a banner today?
I haven't heard
like is anything happening like that, or is it already out there? It probably is already out there. I don't know if we do it like the NBA, but I'm just saying, like, if you're going to go in and see that banner, you'll feel that pressure. It's on Texas. And then my other person, we'll put on Carson Beck for some reason. I just think, you have a great game to starting against Notre Dame, but that's a good football team. Mm-hmm. And the last time we saw you struggled. He went to Miami. He's had some trouble off the field, right? I think he had his car stolen and he broke up with his girlfriend. And so now you get to the point you say, hey, is all this going to be a distraction for you? Right, I know you feel bad. Because I brought up his girlfriend.
No, he got his car stolen.
He did. I mean, he had a lot. He was going through a lot of
I think
stuff
it was
right
a
now.
Lambo or something like that.
It was crazy.
Some crazy off the field stuff happening
Left
for
the
sure.
keys in it, huh?
In Miami, and so it's like I just got here, and, so I think for anything, him having a great performance can silence a lot of the stuff that he's been going through. So pressure's on him.
I like the Carson Beck call because 2 years ago, this guy was the guy going into that college football season. People thought he could be the 1-1 in that draft. He looked the part, right, in 2023, and then last year it just went south. So I think that's a good one. Cannot wait to see what that looks like. And that is Sunday afternoon, or is that Sunday night? TLC, you're in Notre Dame.
7:30?
Yeah, I think it's a Sunday night kick, so that'll be a fun one.
Vodtech in South Carolina in the afternoon.
Okay, yeah, so definitely looking forward to Notre Dame and the Canes getting after it tomorrow. And he's got the pressure of following up Cam Ward and what he did. Cam Ward transferred in, turned himself into the #1 overall pick. So you got to continue that momentum as well. Dane, who you putting some heat on this week?
I'm going to go to one of the night games. So after Cole wakes up from his nap, his mid-afternoon, he'll be refreshed. I think, and it's always fun to go to this one, I'm putting the heat in Ann Arbor on Mr. Bryce Underwood.
Wow.
Because what do we have there? That's a lot of weight on this man's shoulders. So you've got only and this is a little trivia. This will only be the 4th time a true freshman has started at Michigan. You know any of the other 3?
Yeah.
Who?
Tate Forcier, Denard Robertson, and Devin Gardner, and this guy.
No, Tate was one. That was a good pick. Chad Henne.
Drew Henson.
No, Rick Leach. You guys aren't going to get the 4th one. He's 1970s.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, Rick
Leach.
Leach. Rick Leach. Yeah, Rick Leach, Chad Henne.
My next guess.
No, let me stop you right there before we stop. But that alone is a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
18 years old, $12 million that everybody knows about, and expected to come in and, quote unquote, kind of be the savior to a program that's a blue chip. Yeah, I know you're starting out at with New Mexico, but you know how this world works. If it doesn't look great, the chatter starts, and you got no cupcake coming up in week 2 going to Oklahoma. So I think there's a lot of sneaky heat there. Now, you can have all the confidence in the world, and you're probably going to do okay against New Mexico, but if it's not clean, if there's even a slip, it will be blood in the water for the media, for everybody to start that chatter, and then that's more weight on a young man that's like, hey, man, I was playing high school last year. So there's some heat at that quarterback position in Ann Arbor.
I like it. That. I'm going with the one and only Bill Belichick. I'm going with Bill down there in Chapel Hill. Now, we will see North Carolina on Monday. So they play primetime slot. They welcome in TCU. There has been a lot of noise that has nothing to do with football this all season when it comes to Bill Belichick and his relationship with Jordan Hudson. So now
you know her name.
It's put up or shut up time.
Jordan Hudson, Belichick.
It's maybe on our way to that. We may be on our way to that. But
Jordan
I just think
was a constant presence during our interview.
Date's face. He's like, where is that coming from? Right.
I thought it was Cole. That freaked me out.
But my thing is,
no, Bill Hudson.
Yeah.
I'm putting it on Bill Belichick. They've sold out every home game, so fans are clearly excited to see what this looks like. You lay an egg in game number 1, then it's like, oh, man, what are we really doing down here? Is this guy really all in with this? Like, nobody really knows anything about the football stuff. Nothing.
It's really good.
We're getting.
In a world of like how in the reality show world that has like risen in college sports and especially college football, it's among the best.
I can't
and
wait
like
to
what's
see
happening. The Bill Belichick one is among the best. It's like it is wildly entertaining just from a purely like, okay, this is just like trash TV. I'm watching this, but it's something to watch.
It's just for a man that to me always felt like he wanted nothing to do with this type of stuff.
Yes. Are you looking forward to drama, not the ball?
I'm not, but I know like there's 2 people in the house. And
we get both.
I'm here for the drama. So I'll go Bill Belichick, and I'll go with their first matchup against TCU on Monday night. Who's Got the Heat is brought to you by Buckeye Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing since 1948. Let's hear from one of the captains for Ohio State, and Brandon Ennis, and congrats to him on being named a captain this year. Here he is on why he's confident in Julian Sam.
Just the plays he making in practice. I mean, he hasn't started a game yet, but the plays he making in practice, the consistency he has been showing. He's become a much more vocal leader in the huddle. and I've been seeing everything great from him. We texted last night, and I just tell him I was proud of him just because as a QB, he feels so much pressure right now. A lot of people don't tell him that, and I just felt like that was something that I just wanted him to calm down, feel good about himself.
Does he need to be, Julian, a massive leader right now, like at that position? Because I feel like a lot of times people look to the quarterback to be the guy. You guys correct me if I'm wrong, but for Julian right now, is that a must that he needs to be that guy, or can other guys step up and take care of that for him early on in the process?
Yeah, I think for a quarterback, even as a kid, I mean, and I coach flag football, I'm talking to the quarterback about leadership. It's just like one of those things that just correlate with the position, like offensive lineman, strength, receiver, fast, quarter. You be a leader, bro. You know, it's one of those things. So he's up against that every day, and I think he's pushed and challenged. But the best part that I love what Brandon Ennis said is we see this in practice. For me, what sold me on Jeremiah Smith, I went to practice, and I was like, oh, he had 300 yards today. Like, he's just watching practice. He's just scoring touchdowns.
Are you keeping track?
Dang, you know, you had 300-yard days in practice. Sometimes they just can't do anything about it, and you're just killing everybody. You went off in 7-on-7. You went off in every team period.
He said it, not me.
Hey, listen.
Talk about myself.
This guy, and look, he's getting open.
I will say this real quick. He filled in for AR. Yeah, about a week ago, and we were watching highlights of you during the break.
I had Terrell's highlight on, and it was our highlight, really.
We were gassing you up in here, Dave. We were gassing you up.
Yeah, we were catching those punts. But but here's the thing. I wanted to just say about Julian, like every day as a leader, he's challenged Maddie, and so you see it in practice. And for him, I don't think he has to think about that today. Okay. Like, you don't need to be vocal and chewing somebody out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think anybody's expecting that. You got to do the minimum, right? You've got to show up. Right. You've got to show that the moment is not too big for you, but you don't need to be making the pregame speech. I think we are looking at like a really cool time though with quarterbacks. Like, whether they're good or not, this is an era of quarterbacks. Like, because the ones that are on the hot seat, like era. This we're gonna probably remember, whether they end up flaming out or not. The Arch Manning, Julian Sayin, Bryce Underwood era. Like, okay, what did they turn into? Yep. It could be one of those where you look back 10 years from now, it's like, man, remember when those guys were all playing at the same time?
Yep.
But that's part of what makes this one so exciting too. Is like we've got a level of young guys that it's rare, at least in recent memory. It's been like transfer. You knows the who's who. All right, here's the guy, and here's the biggest stage for these first two.
I think it's good stuff.
And Dan, you are like, you look at resumes for pregame speeches. I know you do. You're not allowed to talk unless that resume speaks loud enough.
He's not denying it. He's not denying it.
I got to believe you.
He's not denying it. We will hit the finish line of the show next with East to West. We'll take a look around the Big Ten and hit you with our final thoughts on Texas and Ohio State. This is the KeyBank Fan Pregame Show right here on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Riverside Bank of Dublin Game Day Traffic Center.
Traffic volumes are getting a little heavier on the highways and the side streets. Southbound 315, the ramp to Lane Avenue is getting some heavier volume. On 315 northbound, as you approach Lane, you may start to see some brake lights. Ackerman Road between Kenny and Olentangy is getting heavier. Neal Avenue between 8th and 12th, also kind of a heavy spot right now. And don't forget, Woody Hayes is closed between Tuttle Park and Cannon near the stadium. With Game Day Traffic, I'm Kate Burdett on The Fan.
Hi, Bob Capace from Worthington Jewelers. Coming up, more football talk on The Fan.
That's right, Bob. And just like our hometown team, Worthington Jewelers is all about tradition, family, and winning moments.
Celebrate your victories with us, your hometown jeweler, Worthington Jewelers.
As a former pro athlete, confidence has always been key for me on and off the field. And that's why I chose CAP for my NeoGraft treatment. They've got a great reputation. After doing my research, I knew I could trust the team right here in town. The staff was professional, answered every question, and made the whole process smooth and stress-free. The results are natural. It fit my busy schedule, and I already feel more confident. CAPS made it easy, judgment-free, and honestly, one of the best decisions I've made. Visit CAPS today at experiencecaps.com.
The season may be winding down, but there's still time to make the most of Buckeye Lake. At Buckeye Lake Marina, we have year-end deals on boats, accessories, and more to get you ready for next year's adventures. The Buckeye Lake Marina staff is there to help you find the perfect boat at unbeatable prices. Buckeye Lake Marina has a long list of satisfied customers, and you want to be the next. Don't wait. Sail into savings at Buckeye Lake Marina before the year ends and find the boat that's just right for you. Visit BuckeyeLakeMarina.com for more.
Matty Ice here from McDaniel GM Superstore in Marion. I recently brought a brand new Chevy Trax from McDaniel GM Superstore. It was by far the best car purchase I have ever made. And right now, you can get a 2025 Trax at McDaniel GM Superstore for as low as $20,995. They will treat you like family, just like they treated me like family. They're just a short drive north off Route 23 in Marion, or you can visit McDanielGMSuperstore.com. Chevrolet, together, let's drive.
We're back to football talk, but before we kick off, a quick thanks to Bob and the team at Worthington Jewelers.
Thanks, Common Man. Whether it's game day or every day, we're here to help you celebrate life's biggest moments.
Worthington Jewelers, your hometown jeweler.
What he said.
Austin and Berm are back with a new daily podcast, the ultimate OSU football insiders. You know, it's refreshing to have some smart people working here from time to time.
The Beat with Austin and Berm on the 10 TV Plus app.
Subscribe today.
Score big this season with an MVP package from Lennox and Northland Heating and Cooling. Call today for your free estimate and special savings on Lennox products, or visit HVACNorthland.com. That's Northland Heating and Cooling, your Lennox premier dealer. Number 50821.
It's the summer sales event with the Ford Groom.
Sam, 30 seconds on the clock. The Ford Summer Sales Event.
Great time to buy.
Correct. What do we have amazing deals on this summer?
Ford trucks and SUVs.
Is Ford America's all-time best-selling auto brand?
Let me think. Yeah, it is.
3 for 3.
What do I win?
You get to work at the Ford Summer Sales Event.
Amazing. I think I was going to do that anyway.
You betcha.
Based on Automotive News Almanac historical data and industry-reported sales data from 1909 through 2024 CY.
Hey Columbus, it's Lorenzo Styles Jr., Ohio State student athlete. Football runs deep in my family. My dad played here, and now my brother and I are proud to carry on that tradition. At Monogram Homes, family matters too. They treat every homeowner like one of their own, building with care, precision, and pride. Monogram doesn't just build houses, they build homes, crafted just for you. So whether you're starting your first home or designing your dream space, Monogram Homes has got your back every step of the way. Visit monogramhomes.net to start building today. Monogram Homes, a builder you can trust.
If you're ready to step off the sidelines
and into a position that impacts your community,
then join the Franklin County Sheriff's Office.
Just like football, it takes teamwork, dedication, and drive.
And at the Franklin County Sheriff's Office, you can and will make a difference.
Join one of the highest paying law enforcement agencies in Ohio.
And make change happen in the community,
in the lives of others,
and in your own life.
Join the winning team. Apply at sheriff.franklincountyohio.gov.
Score big this season with an MVP package from Lennox and Northland Heating and Cooling. Call today for your free estimate and special savings on Lennox products, or visit HVACNorthland.com. That's Northland Heating and Cooling, your Lennox premier dealer. Number 50821.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
I'm meteorologist Aaron White here with your 10 weather impact forecast. As we head into today, we're tracking sunshine and perfect weather here for the Buckeyes game. Temperatures will be up into the upper 60s here for kickoff at noon and into the lower to middle 70s here for today. We'll see high around 74 this afternoon with plenty of sunshine, and then more sunshine here tomorrow with highs in the upper 70s, and then we're back to near 80 here on Labor Day Monday, and we'll keep that going in the forecast here for Tuesday, but tracking showers and storms and cooler weather here by Wednesday and Thursday. And that's a look at your 10 weather impact forecast here on 97.1 The Fan.
Catch T-Bone and Tyvis weekday mornings from 6 to 9. If you're not completely satisfied, we'll rewind time and erase your brain. For real, The Fan. The only way to do game day. This is the KeyBank pregame show, getting you ready for all things scarlet and gray. Your home of the Buckeyes, The Fan. It's The Fan's East to West.
All right, welcome back in. This is the KeyBank Fan Pregame Show. Some Big Ten games already done. Thursday night, Rutgers took out OU, that being Ohio U, 34-31. Minnesota beat Buffalo 23-10. Nebraska and Dylan Raiola knock out Cincinnati 20-17.
How awkward was that?
Like, it's a little creepy for me. If you're talking about the Dylan Raiola, Pat Mahomes stuff, it's
Yeah, somebody should do like a horror movie on this. Like Jordan Peele should do a horror movie on just how like creepy this is.
Jordan Peele's got another movie coming out I'm excited about. That is a football-related movie called Him. But if I were Pat Mahomes, it's we're doing a little too much, in my opinion, with everything he does that mimics Pat Mahomes. But they get their first win out of the gate against Cincinnati. Cool environment in Kansas City. That was a fun watch. Wisconsin takes care of Miami, 17 Miami, Ohio, 17-0. And then we had last night Illinois taking out Western Illinois 52-3. And then Sparty gets their first win of the year against Western Michigan. Final score of that one was 23-6. And so around the Big Ten today, quickly, as you know, high noon is Texas, Ohio State, Maryland, Florida Atlantic. Ball State takes on Purdue, Northwestern, Tulane. Those are your 12 o'clock games. 2:30, 20th ranked Indiana welcomes in Old Dominion. The 3:30 window includes number 2 Penn State welcoming in Nevada. 4 o'clock is Montana State taking on Oregon, and Michigan will take on New Mexico at 7:30. So those are some of the highlighted games for me around the Big Ten. Quickly, before we give some final thoughts on Ohio State and Texas, your thoughts on the Big Ten this year, a storyline that you guys are looking forward to watching, unfold. I know Dane mentioned Bryce Underwood earlier, but for you, DeVere, you got any things?
Something sparked me this morning. I was, scrolling. Joel Klatt did a live show yesterday. He had a comment on, somebody said, hey, what do you think about NIL and how do you think the Big Ten is dominating? And what Joel Klatt said, he said, it's kind of fair now that everybody can pay players. And so another storyline I'm tracking with the world of NIL, the success of the Big Ten, does it continue, right? Like we've had Big Ten teams make the Natty and win in these recent years since NIL has been around. And I just believe there's no short of correlation that, hey, now that the level playing field is set, the Big Ten has the better league. And we have the better schools, we have the better stadium, and we have more money. And then now we're going to have better results on the field. And now that it's even. So I'm looking forward to that all year to see how the Big Ten plays out throughout the season.
The storyline I'm following most is probably Penn State to see who they are. I mean, I think there's a lot of, you look across the Big Ten and there's been a reshuffle. Are the powers of last year going to be the powers of this year? It looks like probably, Oregon, Ohio State.
Are you happy for Indiana again this year? They're going to be good again. Can you handle that?
Are they?
Fernando Mendoza season.
Still not a believer.
He's still not.
They made the playoffs, man.
Come on, man.
And rightfully so. I'm rooting for him. I'm rooting for him. You got. I'm trying to keep it yes. I hope they stay mid-tier, and I wish them all the best because it's good for me if they do. But is Michigan going to get back into that tier? What is the top of the Big Ten going to be? Is it going to be just a few of them, or is this going to be competitive top 6 fighting it out? Does Penn State become what they think they can be in that top level of the Big Ten? They're ranked there now, but I think there's still a lot of skepticism across is it in the DNA? Yeah. Is championship Big Ten in the DNA? There's just so much moving. The Big Ten will be interesting as a whole with all the new players, and I mean that as individual players and teams that are emerging to be at that level. So I don't know. There's a lot to watch. We won't learn a whole lot week 1 with some of these matchups, but you'll at least get to see some of the guys out there.
Get to gauge it.
I could have easily put in Dante Moore in Who's Got the Heat, Oregon's new quarterback, and having to follow up the 2 quarterbacks that were before him in Bo Nix and Dylan Gabriel. So he's a name to watch in the coming weeks for me. Couple minutes left, fellas. Final thoughts. Ohio State, Texas, high noon. Doesn't get much better than this. What do you guys want to end with when it comes to this game and some of the things you want to see?
Take care of the football, man. It's early in the year, and the thing, you don't have to go and be a superstar today. It's such a long training camp, and you're so excited. I always, you would look at Dane, and I would say, hey, how hype is Dane for this game? That's probably where I need to be somewhat pregame level for me, because I had tendency to get too hyped, but you're going to need those calves and those legs in the fourth quarter in a game like this, first game of season. So honestly, literally, be calm in pregame and stay focused. Do what you're supposed to do. Take care of the football, and let's stop somebody.
Yeah, I would just watch DeVere, and I knew by how many sweatbands he put on his legs, how seriously he was taking this game. I was like, oh, he's got 3, and they're all different colors on each leg.
He's hype.
This one must count. Like, that's my man right there. He does that for him. Nobody else noticed. Nobody noticed that. That was for you, man. That's how you knew.
Oh, man.
No, I think so. We'll spend this whole year kind of reacting to where we're at, like what happened the week before. Mm-hmm. This game, obviously, it's the first game of the year, is like the tone setter, right? Yeah. It's like, okay, where do we start? But there's so much to learn because there is no preseason here. These guys don't have a track record. We don't really know what we're getting for Texas or Ohio State. Mm-hmm. So, like, I'm most looking forward to watching this game just out of curiosity. Yeah. Just watching what this looks like and rehashing it next week of like, all right, who's who? Where are we?
It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun, and we will get some answers just here in a few hours. So, folks, thanks so much for your time. Dane, DeVere, as always, love you guys. TLCU as well. We're going to hand this thing over right now to my man Anthony Rothman, Dave Biddle, and the one and only Tim May to continue coverage of Buckeyes and Longhorns. This is the KeyBank Fan Pregame Show right here on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Riverside Bank of Dublin Game Day Traffic Center.
Traffic volumes are building up on 315 both north and southbound around the Lane Avenue exit. On the northbound side, you'll start to see some brake lights as you approach the King Avenue Medical Center exit. Likewise, on the southbound side, just after Ackerman, you're going to start to see the right lane slow down a little bit. Speaking of Lane Avenue, it's pretty busy right now between High Street and Olentangy River Road. Ackerman Road between Kenny and Olentangy also slow, as is Kenny between Lane and Kinnear. With Game Day Traffic, I'm Kate Burdett on the